won a lot of kind of titles in your time. Just what does something like last night do for a team, especially kind of during the season?
Yeah, I think it was great for us. Obviously, I think going into this game, we played without any pressure, and we wanted to focus on seeing how we measure up against Minnesota, considering they're a top team in the league. And so for us, coming out with that win was pretty great.
You have won a lot, like he says, but never mid-season and then immediately going back to playing
Yep.
regular season games. I mean, you're smiling a little at it. Like, how does that feel today, knowing that you last night?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think the Commissioner's Cup is always a great opportunity to kind of just get that feeling for winning a title in the middle of the season. And so for us, that's really how we approach it. We enjoy it, but obviously we turn the page because we have Vegas coming up, and so we just have to be ready for that.
You traveled back last night, I presume. How did you flip that switch today? Back into regular season?
Yeah, I mean, once you go to sleep and you wake up, you know that Commissioner's Cup was fun. It was such a great experience, but you also know that you have another game that matters on your record, and so for us, it's being focused on them.
You feel like that kind of win, and of course the trophy that comes with it, can be rallying for you guys in any way to try to get things.
I mean, I
going
think
on
it's
something?
great. Just being able to play against Minnesota, like I said, they are a fantastic team. They move the ball well, and be able to get that win and kind of see where we measure up, especially on the defensive end. And that's someplace that we really have been focusing on the past recent days in practice. And so for us to be able to hold them to a pretty good number of points and just making sure that we're executing at the same time was pretty great to see.
Sid also mentioned that defense. What did you feel like you guys were doing more effectively last night in some of your recent
Yeah,
wins?
I think just make sure we're pulled over, pulling over in the gap, not just giving teams easy reads on the floor. So that's really what we've been working on, and so it's pretty great to see us execute that a little bit better.
How did it feel in the second quarter, that one where they only had 7 total points? We're like, okay, this is what we can be on that end?
Yeah, in the moment, you don't really realize it until after the game and people are talking about it, but I think it's pretty special. Like when you hone in, obviously, like I said, they're a great team, and so for us being able to see that is pretty great for us.
Other than Vegas just being a good team over these last handful of years, I think it's been at least 10 times meetings since the Fever have beat them. Other than just them being good, can you put your finger on anything that maybe they do, or maybe how anxious this group is to get a win against maybe a barometer kind of team like them?
Yeah, I think for us, we always step into each game wanting that win and going to be able to go out there and compete for that win. And I think Vegas, obviously, they have just experienced winners in this league on that squad. And so for us, it's making sure that we stay engaged on both ends of the floor, make all their shots pretty difficult. But, I mean, they're just a great team, so we just have to be ready to play and know that they're going to go on runs and just be ready to go on our own.
For you personally, just the All-Star, what does that mean, that accomplishment, that recognition?
Yeah, it's super special. You don't take any moment being an All-Star for granted. So I'm super thankful for everyone that voted. I think it's just such a great opportunity, such a fun opportunity, especially it being in Indy this year. I think it's going to be pretty awesome.
And you know the team captain, so
yep.
She has a little say in maybe where you end up.
That's what I'm saying.
Is a
She
gift
got.
basket
I
showing
mean,
up
I won't
somewhere?
even put a word in, but I just, we'll see what she does.